Hello, my name is Sherry Marshall, and we are on assignment number 4, Google Classroom. I will briefly take you throughout the Google Classroom interface, and I may also may have some adjustments on my screen, so just bear with me because the frame is only so big. Alrighty. On here, the students will see foreign language. They see this image, and they get to see the different topics that will come about through the interface, and they can ask questions about that. But as I quickly go on to the classroom, the first topic of concern is welcoming the students back and having a check-in. So we have a student transition reflection. And on the student reflection, oftentimes students have their feelings that they would like to share, how they've been feeling at home, how they've been dealing with this remote learning that was quickly put upon all of us. So, and then they talk about it all the time, but this is the area where they can do it in a more structured way. So a lot of times they need a soft reminder of what that looks like. And so the 1-minute video is a great time of transitioning into that, and they get to share their feelings. And then secondly, I also have this 7 questions to ask, and I will click on here, and it's a PDF. 7 questions to ask during remote learning. And on this, how do you feel today? Do you have any questions for me? So this also helps me interact with them. So those are 2 great interactive between us and the student, or myself and the student after the welcome check-in. About me. Some of them could have transferred to another school. Who is Mrs. Marshall? What does she have to offer? Also, I would like to also be able to address the parents so they can know, as well as the students know, my availability. We have the assignments, and on the assignment here, we're going to do a hyperdoc connected with the flipped classroom. And on the hyperdoc is multiple assignments that are put inside of here, and this is about a 2-week assignment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly go and click on the hyperdoc document, and this is embedded in Microsoft. But we're taking a different twist this time. We want to take it from the life of a deaf student. We want to hear it from their perspective. So in being different, hello, I am deaf. So we have our connectivity assignment, and they're discovering their feelings. And on here, the link is a YouTube on Rise Up, and it's about being deaf and how the silent world from that perspective, what it means like and what it feels like. And then after that, we have another video link, and it's different. And they are looking at what is different. After that, we have Martha's Vineyard. We have self-discovery, it says, but it's finding the facts together on Martha's Vineyard. It's a very nice article, and some of those vocabulary are high register vocabulary, and I want them to circle those words if they don't understand that. We'll come back to those words that we didn't understand, and those words were put into the vocabulary practice and spelling, where that allows the student to practice the vocabulary. I might go to this link real quickly so you can see it. Allows them to practice the vocabulary. It's a spelling bee, and it's a spelling jam. So it goes into different areas that were pulled from the article that they read in Martha's Vineyard. And then lastly, they have a final project. And this final project, I want to hear from them. I want them to put together their own culture poster. And this is kind of cool because the students love putting together their own poster, and they can pick and choose and design it how they want to. So it's a multiple assignments in our hyperdoc, but they get to view it together and then individually when they're at home. I'm going to quickly hit the link where it has, let me go to the top to recalibrate my screen. And so we have frequently asked questions. Of course, we have that for the student, whatever those questions may be, and then we have it in further detail in our Google Classroom Word doc. But what I do like about this extra feature we have added on here is the frequently asked questions for the parents. And they often have questions, but sometimes maybe the connection is not always there. So we just going to help them, and then we'll help them brainstorm, and then they'll probably have additional questions. But we have parents, 19 meaningful questions you should ask your child's teacher or even your young teenager's teacher. So, and then hopefully that will spark additional questions. But as long as the parents can see that we are accessible and we want to be able to support them and the students as much as possible, that is extremely important. We have collaborative website links. We have 4 different collaborative website links, and we've also added the Google slide. And on the Google slide, it allows them to share their emotions of what they saw. From the first part of the Google, the hyperdoc that I said of the emotion, and it showed a film of a deaf student from their silent world being treated unfairly. And so they can go into their emotions of how that made them feel. The reason why this is really cool is because it's a collaborative. Each person just gets one particular slide. And I've started off on the film Rise Up, how that made me feel sad, angry, and happy, Ms. Marshall, and then they can go on to their particular slide and do the same. We also, but I want to go right back down to we have some also great today's reflection, and that's another collaborative on palette. I love that. It's just great. On the homework, we have the collaborative information that I did share, and it goes into a little bit more detailed information of the homework assignment. They also have a Google Maps. We talked about Marcia's Vineyard, where that was located. Now we want to know where you're located, and we want to see where you're located in reference to Marcia's Vineyard on the Google Maps, and where your family were born and where your classmates' families were born. So I thought that was a great collaborative piece. On the assessment, we have our 9 manual markers, but we also have our culture poster, what I talked about, but we have it on a rubric, so they can measure themselves to see what it takes to get a 4 and opposed to being a novice. And on the rubric, they also have different questions and descriptive words that connects to the rubric and connects to their project. Also, we have the same resources that we had on the hyperdoc. Sometimes maybe I couldn't find it, I didn't know where it is. Well, we also had it here as well as in addition to additional practice on the phrases and signs. Let me also take you to the calendar, the Google Calendar, and I'm going to adjust my screen, and I'm going to put the previous month of June. So as I adjust my screen, I do like the Google Docs because it does allow you, gives me Google Classroom to color code your assignments, which I think is really great. So you can see what's due, the project that we talked about. You can see about the review and resources. You have also your makeup quiz. You have your last day of school. If I point here, you won't see me, but you can see the last day of school. You can see your textbooks on the 26th and 25th. And then with Flip Classroom, we're giving them almost about 2 weeks because it's a lot of multiple assignments within there. So I believe that kind of just wraps it up on this assignment. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you for exposing us to this. This was great, and we've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. Thank you.